Alright guys, this is the BSA SuperTEN in 22 cal. We're going to do a quick overview of it for you. Just going to give you a nice overview of the gun right now. Give you a nice quick over the top shot of it. Then we'll go into some more detail. As you can see, it's a really nice looking gun. Pretty visually appealing. We're going to start at the front here. Alright, so on the front here we have the factory installed moderator or muzzle brake, whatever you like to refer to it as. It does do a pretty good job of quieting the gun down. It's pretty nice. It actually unscrews from the back here, but very effective for what it is. And I've taken it off and fired without it. The gun's extremely loud without it. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with that. They did make a fully shrouded version of this gun, but obviously that's not the version I have. So as we move a little further back here, this is a quick fill that was put on by Alan Zadney. He does really nice work. It comes with a little adapter that you can hook right into your scuba tank or fill hose if you have a pump. And it's a 200cc bottle. Normally you would have to unscrew it, which can become a little tedious because you have to fire the gun as you're unscrewing it so you don't leave any air in the regulator. As you can see, really nice barrel on it, true BSA barrel, absolutely phenomenally accurate, does what it's supposed to. And as we move further back, you can obviously see the wood grain is awesome in it. Very nice checkering, and I have installed a bipod on this. This is the Leapers UTG SWAT bipod. Pretty nice bipod for the money. It comes with a little adapter so you can put a swivel stud in, and then also you can put a sling on with the bipod if you like. Obviously you can't see it, but inside of this area right here is the regulator. It works pretty well. I get about, I want to say, 50 to 60 good shots with it, and that's in the 24 to 30 foot-pound range. So it's a pretty powerful gun for what it is, and dead accurate. So as we move a little further back, Alan also modified the bolt handle. The original bolt handle is about, I'd say, a quarter of the size of this and can be a little tough. Because the hammer spring is pretty hefty to cock back on this gun. I do know some guys who have cut it down and say it's much easier to work, but I really like it with the modified bolt handle. Makes working this gun a breeze. And under that, this is the safety right here. That is hot and ready to fire, and then obviously that's safe. The safety's not my favorite. I prefer the hunter style safeties that can be found on the Evonics line of guns. They're a lot easier to maneuver and much quieter if you're in the field. And up top here is a Simmons 6.5 to 20 44 mag scope, mil-dot reticle, nice target turrets on it. As you can see, pretty positive clicks on it. Really nice scope for the money. I think it's about $125 scope, so it's not too expensive, but gives you pretty good optics for the money. And as we move back here, you can see, obviously, I'll turn the gun around for you guys so you can see. Really nice cheek piece right here. Gorgeous, in my opinion. And then you also have the grip portion. Has a nice little feature on it. You can kind of see this cup right here for your thumb, and you can either rest your thumb like this, or you can wrap it around like a more traditional shooter. I prefer to put it in this position as it's just a little more comfortable for me because the palm swell on this gun is a little bit large for my hand, but my hands are not too massive, as you can see. So, alright, and then at the very end of the gun we have the butt pad, which is adjustable up and down. It's really nice to be able to move your butt pad to suit you better because this is a high cheek rest gun. and sometimes it doesn't sit in your shoulder completely perfect if you don't have the ability to move it. And just something I kind of forgot to mention is the trigger. The trigger is adjustable 5 different ways. I believe you can move this little piece right here up and down. You can also adjust the angle, so if you prefer it to sit more towards this way or that way, you can do that. And then obviously you can adjust the pull weight and the first and second stage and all of that, which is very nice. So now I'm going to show you guys how the cocking action works on this gun. Like I was saying before, the hammer spring is a little heavy in this gun, so it can be tough to cock. But if you have your shoulder in the gun, it's really not all that difficult. So I'm going to show you how the action works on that. So you can see it's retained in this slot down, and what you're going to do to cock it is just put it up and back and then down into that little retaining slot right there. And that cocks your gun. This also gives you the ability to pull out your magazine. And here's your magazine. It's a 10-shot rotary mag. This is a metal one. I know they used to make plastic ones, which a lot of people were unhappy with. But the metal one has never failed me. It's done a really, really good job. And as you can see, you just kind of turn this here, and then you drop your pellet in right there. So yeah, that's a really, really nice feature. And then to fire, you just put this, you just go up and then slide it back into place and you're good to go. I'm going to decock it here, which is another feature I can show you guys. Alright, so you just hold it there and pull the trigger and let the bolt slide forward, and you're all good to go, and the gun is no longer hot and ready to fire. But you got to remember that if you did load a pellet into the chamber, that you have to fire that off, because you could double load the gun, which would obviously be potentially hazardous. So just one more quick feature I'd like to go over before end this review is the gun has a very unique safety feature. It's a double lock, it's a lock feature on the trigger. So say you pull this up and you don't go all the way back with it. So say you go to like here, but you don't depress it into your retaining slot like so, and you just get ready to go. The trigger is actually deadlocked. I can't pull that trigger, which is a very nice safety feature. It lets you know that you definitely need to remove your magazine and single fire that pellet, and then it also tells you that you need to recock the gun. So all I have to do now is just put it back into that slot and it's good to go. So that's a pretty basic overview of the BSA SuperTEN for you guys. And I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully be able to get some of my other guns reviewed for you and do some shooting tests with those so you guys can see what they're really capable of. Thanks.